Hello, Champagne Academy. My name is Ethan Bruin, and I'm the Champagne Ambassador for Moet Hennessy here in the UK. Now, unfortunately, we're not able to be together due to the current situation to enjoy these cuvées together, but hopefully when this all blows over, we'll be able to experience them together in the near future. Today, I'm presenting you Don Ruinart, vintage 2007. This is the prestige cuvée from the house of Ruinart. So if you're familiar with the house, you'll probably know two things. The first is that this is the oldest and first established champagne house in the region of Champagne, founded in 1729 by a man called Nicolas Ruinart. And the second is that there's a very strong focus for Chardonnay for the house of Ruinart. Now, the reason for that is because one of the first vineyards that we acquired were in Sillery, in the Grand Cru village of Sillery in Champagne. This is the only Grand Cru village of Champagne in the Montagne de Reims, where it dominates in Chardonnay over Pinot Noir. Now, the Montagne de Reims is very famous for the Pinot Noir, the Côte des Blancs more famous for the Chardonnay, but in fact for us, we were able to find some fantastic vineyards in the Grand Cru of Sillery, in the Montagne de Reims for our wine. Now, quite special here, this Don Ruinart. This is the Prestige Cuvée. This is 100% Grand Cru, 75% from the Côte des Blancs, and that's really all about the elegance. So that's coming from Chouilly, Le Mesnil, Auger, and Avize. And then we also have 25% from the Montagne de Reims. So mostly Sillery for the intensity, but also a Verzenay, which adds quite a bit of structure as well. Now, Don Ruinart, this is made in homage to the man Don Thierry Ruinart, who was the uncle of the nephew, Nicolas Ruinart, who founded the house. And he really saw the potential and foresaw the love for champagne with bubbles, sparkling wine. So this is made in homage to him. So in terms of aging on lees, this will be aged around 9 years on lees. So again, for vintage champagne, it's minimum 3 years, but pushing it a little bit further, it's very interesting to see how the fruit develops. So on the nose, I have that wonderful mineral oyster shell signature chalkiness that you'll tend to find in a lot of Ruinart champagnes, and this wonderful aromatic freshness, which is due to the reductive style of winemaking of Frédéric Panayotis, who's the chef de cave for the house. Let's give it a taste. So, quite lean, quite racy, like most cool vintages. We had quite a warm and sunny spring, but actually a very gloomy and rainy summer, which actually matured the fruit quite quickly. So we actually harvested all of our grapes in August. This is happening more and more with global warming, unfortunately, but it's got this wonderful length and quite this wonderful intensity as well. This is something that would pair perfectly with something like turbot, maybe with a champagne sauce, almost treating it like a Grand Cru Chablis. It really feels almost Burgundy-like. In terms of dosage, only 5 grams, technically an extra brut, but fortunately, because of the vintage that had quite ripe and mature fruit, it's given us a champagne that we need very little dosage for. And this is happening more and more again with global warming enabling us to use less dosage and let the fruit speak for itself. Now, in terms of aromas and flavors, we have this wonderful acacia honey, candied fruits, a little bit of mint, but it's still green. You know, this is a champagne which actually has a great aging potential. If you're familiar with Don Ruinart, the previous vintage was 2006, and according to Frédéric Panayotis, the drinking window there, it'll be doing very, very well in about 5 to 8 years. Whereas for this, we could push this probably 10 to 15. This is something that does have a great aging potential. It'll be very interesting to see how the fruit oxidizes with time and gives us more mature notes and a more vibrant and generous wine. Enjoy.